Welcome back to 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast, a show focused on highlighting the illustrious Prairie View A&M University, the HBCU of Texas, by promoting SWAC and the HBCU experience, featuring your fellow PV Panthers, Roland Austin, Jay Cleasy, Big Mike Washington, three-time SWAC champ Gati Werema, former drum major HBCU band historian Shaunetta Haskell, and Al Williams, driving the show from the Hill. Please subscribe and follow us on social media at 1876 SCP. And don't forget, we do it for the culture.
Welcome to the 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast. It's homecoming week. I hope y'all ready. If you ain't ready, you better get ready.
Yeah.
We ready. That's right.
You got 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days. Get yourself hydrated. Eat your green leafy vegetables. Make sure you pack your medications.
Damn, at our age, yo.
Don't end up with gout.
Right. Don't end up with the gout.
Hey, that's where you get one of these little baggies. One of these little baggies and put your medicine in.
That's where we at right now, huh? That's where we at.
Yeah, that's where we at.
Talking about little baggies.
We that generation, man. You gotta know who you are.
No, speak for yourself, man. I'm like, Joe, can't see myself, Joe. Let me get one of them little baggies.
Like, what you got, man? The gout. It's the gout, bro.
That can go wrong on so many levels.
I got my omega-3. I got my vitamin B12. Got my high cholesterol medication. What? What's the
fish oil?
Joe, you got one of them little containers, huh? With Monday, Tuesday weeks.
Yes, I do.
Shaunetta said she got one. See, thank you, Shaunetta.
I can't go nowhere till I take my 40 pills.
You open up Monday, it's about 8 pills, all different colors.
Oh my God.
I'm in a stage of life where I accept where I am. I made the big 5-0. I'm good with it. Everything functions well, and I'm ready to party.
That boy say it beats the alternative, I guess.
That's what's up.
Yeah. We're still on the right side of things. So
yeah, exactly.
All right. So now I think they've settled in on the homecoming concert last week, and this, wait for it, Young Nutty. Y'all, anybody familiar?
Yeah, so looks like we'll be cooking fish that night. I think we have a little gumbo action going, see who up on the yard by that time. And, we'll get a little nutty, I guess. I don't know. Hey, man, it's nothing. I don't know you, little nutty. Maybe you really doing it, but you missed my generation. We just not.
I think he's young. It's Young Nutty.
Well, I mean, everybody's young and little these days. I'm like,
baby nutty.
I don't know, man. Meanwhile, who is that? Down the road, back on the East Coast, they got Drake, But hey, I don't know. Y'all better put some more money in the pot. That's all I can tell you. It's funny. The resounding theme every year is y'all need to give some more money because all the stuff we want as alums. It seems like it all rallies back around. Though we need to give some more money. So,
man,
but what I think though, because Drake is not gonna pull me, right? I don't think we need a celebrity. And so I was thinking about when they actually introduced this young man, I told you all, remember the days of George Clinton and Mays and Isley Brothers?
Yes.
But also remember back then we didn't have the tailgate scene that we have. So
that's true.
Looking at the tailgate scene, even if you bring in this celebrity, are we leaving the tailgate scene to come?
No. That's why I said we'd be cooking fish. I mean,
here's why. Because y'all out there, y'all got your $180,000 RV. You got your $2,000 green egg, with the meat on it. You got your $80 rocking bag chair that you got from Academy Sports. Got your name engraved on it. Y'all ain't leaving there.
With the PVU logo on the back.
Yeah, with the PVU logo on the back. Y'all ain't leaving that tailgate.
With our own drink.
10 feet.
Yes. For my line, I signed up to bring the ice chest. I Googled it today. I didn't know it was $140. I was like, wait, why does it cost this much?
Let her go show one of them styrofoam boys.
They gonna laugh at you. You gonna cry when you get in the car watch.
My goodness.
It seems like homecoming budgets just go up each year.
Man, that is a separate show altogether. Homecoming budgets. I remember when it was a $20 fee just to get gas and a bucket of chicken, and you were good.
Years ago, it used to be $180. Man, it's up
some leg quarters.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I haven't spent under $500 in a long time for homecoming. It's been a very long time.
Exactly.
So these homecoming budgets are getting
and everybody try to outdo each other.
That's right.
Who got the best grill? Who got the best setup, TV wise, whatever.
Now that's one that really sticks me in the gut right there, because we gonna spend money trying to outdo and outperform, out showcase, and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. Meanwhile, our counterparts over there dropping 18 mil on the gridiron floor. And what we coming up with? We want to thank you for a grand total of 470. Come on, man. We can't spend $5,000 in the tailgate and leave 2,000 on the field. Exactly. That just can't happen. We got to do better with that. Man.
All right, so let's talk some homecoming etiquette. Good thing you just touched on that point.
Oh God.
Homecoming etiquette rule number 1,643. Don't put it on a big check if there's no comma in it.
Oh,
don't come out in the middle of that field talking about we got $845 for the athletic department.
I don't think Dr. Simmons gonna let you do it.
I
think she has already set that stage.
That was 4 years ago.
A certain amount before
that happened
on the field.
It gotta be $50,000 to get on the field.
Yeah, that did happen 3 or 4 years ago, and the applause was like.
Like, what are we applauding again?
What are we applauding?
Hey, okay, I still remember what.
Nah, let's just go ahead and say it.
Really?
It's that. I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry, Atlanta chapter. It's that check, that big old check that the alumni chapter in Atlanta pulled out for what was it, $700?
Listen, there was some I got some intel on that. There was some circumstances that was outside of their control. They were not prepared. I think the alumni affairs pulled out of the tailgate at the last minute, so they did that on the fly. I know. Hey, alumni chapter, I love y'all. You know, I was affiliated with alumni chapter, so I had to reach out instantly. So I talked to a bunch of folks. Nobody. No, I'm not defending, but I'm just saying I just want the facts out there. You know, we deal with facts around here. So there were some issues that took place that allowed them. They kind of did that on the fly. Listen, I looked at the photo. And I called the ones that I knew. I'm like, look, y'all could have did that out your pocket. So, and they told me that they're going to get better. They add some more to it. So we find that was just a little, something that they did right there on the fly that day. So alumni chapter, I know y'all come with it. Represent for ATL. Peace up, A-Town down. That's we can't just be out there being bad and bougie and dropping. We got it. Come on, ATL. Come on, man. Come on. I'm pulling. If you need, holler at me. If you need, we need to pull everybody together.
You cannot confuse a good joke with facts. Let's not.
Yeah.
I don't want my family thinking that I'm just saying, man. I know y'all got it. I know my ATL family got it in them. I know they got it in them. They gonna represent. So just.
All right, let's talk some more.
You trying real hard,
right, man. I don't want them out there like that.
I got a feeling. I think that must have haze rolling over there in Atlanta or something, man.
They put you online, man.
Hey, man, Atlanta don't play.
Oh boy.
All right, let's talk a little bit more etiquette now. Back in the day, you could show up to homecoming, you go by tailgates, and folks will offer you a plate. Yeah. Well, we are now in the era of wristbands.
Yes.
So if you ain't put in on it, should you not expect a plate?
Yes.
Not in lot 95.
Don't just walk up in anybody's area and start fixing you a plate, your homeboy a plate, your mama plate and you didn't put in on it.
Hey, and that's a part A to that. If you got a wristband, that does not extrapolate over to everybody that walked up with you.
So wristband don't include aluminum foil. You can have aluminum foil.
Bruh, no.
Fix my plate for later.
Let me tell you something. It's 2022. Inflation. If you really think you could roll down a homecoming, and have not made provisions to feed yourself and provide your own drink, then you don't deserve to eat and drink. Go back home. I don't understand how people feel they could roll up on this big, massive this tailgate.
60,000 plus.
Well, let's just say one individual tailgate. And you look around and you know how much stuff costs, bro. You know that it's obvious that these people done dropped a couple $1,000s on this one individual tailgate. What make you think that is okay to not offer $1
conversation?
Come on, bro. We on the cool. It's on the cool though.
Conversation.
That's why I stopped working the door for day one crew, because I got tired of those conversations. Hey, roll, it's me. Oh man,
I don't know you like that, bro.
Yeah, here's how the conversation starts out. Hey, Mike, what's up? I ain't seen you in 10 years. What's up, Doug? What's up, man? What you been up to? Say, what y'all got up in here, man? No. That's how the conversation starts.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what y'all got in here is classic.
They tell you, oh, see, there you go. You high side. I see how it is.
Yeah.
So, right. Bro, I got a story. It goes way back to when we were the only RV in front of that parking lot in front of the Baby Dome when we first started tailgating. And I would bring up my grill. Shorty would bring out his grill. It wasn't but 2 or 3 grills out there, and only like 1 or 2 people doing all the cooking. Everybody else frolicking, and I'm out there pissed off. I bought a box of turkey legs from B&W Meat Market in Acres Homes, and I smoked them things. I smoked them turkey legs, bro.
Mind you, we talking 1996.
Yeah, yes, man. That is 1996.
I remember where you got it from.
I turned around, so I smoked all them turkey legs. I put them in a styrofoam cooler to keep them nice and warm. Personally wrapped each turkey leg. I turned around, and somebody, it was Frat, but it was Frat. I didn't know. He reached in my damn cooler and gave a big ass turkey leg to his little boy. His little boy walking around with one of my specially smoked turkey legs. I was hot.
Joe, you wanted to put some hands on that little boy, didn't you?
Oh, wee.
You wanted to lay hot hands on him, didn't
you?
Joe said, I love the kids, but not with my turkey leg.
Granted, I wasn't making no bunch of money at the time, so them turkey legs was expensive.
That hurt.
Anyway,
I'm glad I have other friends though. So I'm gonna tell y'all, but I'm glad I still have some friends where I know they're gonna say, "Hey, boo, whatever you want."
Hey, I say shout out to those folks.
I'm walking around with Shaunetta.
Yeah,
hey, I still say shout out to those still feeding the masses.
Yes.
Listen, your pockets are way deeper than most.
Yeah.
Because food and setups and all that other kind of stuff that gets very expensive. And it is customary. I think we talking about etiquette. I think it is customary. If you did not make provisions, you need to ask for the person who is collecting money.
Yes. And
go see them immediately, and that way you're not getting any eyes upon you when you walking through there scooping your plate out. Making sure that you good to eat.
Don't call 5 minutes before you get there on 290 and tell me you got a bag of ice on it.
You need something.
You need something
from Buc-ee's. You need something from Buc-ee's.
And then they bring some chicken still in the damn plastic.
Exactly.
Ain't been washed, ain't been seasoned or nothing. At least wash it and season it and bring it in a damn Ziploc bag.
No, you don't. The chicken you brought is the chicken you eat, man. You bring no season.
I done got in a bad mood.
I'm sorry. You know what? But still, let's still focus on some of the high points. Even though, hey, that is a etiquette protocol. It still does not isolate when the athletics. When the athletes come through, I think they good. When the kids walk through over there, they good. So it's not about the band. Wrong with the kids, the band.
Yeah,
all those folks that said, we feed those folks. but you fellas out there that's making money, and got really, really nice, cars and all that other kind of stuff.
With your $200 fraternity jacket on.
Oh yeah, well, there are those. I think you should take it upon yourself to at least call somebody that knows somebody before you get on campus. That's my hey, that's a PSA message.
Take us somewhere else, Al.
There's one more. There's one more. Don't come up in my RV asking me, can I use the bathroom?
Oh,
hell no.
That's a flag on the play. That is a flag on the play.
That's illegal penalty flag on the, unless I know you and you put something on there, or if I ain't saw you,
it's tight if I know you too.
No, during the day you got to go to that porta potty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
Our relationship don't have nothing to do when my RV run out of water because you done flushed it.
Exactly. Or you the last one in there and got the last drop of water and then left it toe up.
Captain Al, take us somewhere else, sir.
All right, let me take us somewhere else.
I'm getting too motivated.
All right. So it was announced this week that Prairie View and SMU are joining a partnership along with Goldman Sachs around cybersecurity. So the SMU's Decent Institute to partner with Goldman Sachs and Prairie View A&M for cyber research. So this is big. Our undergrads are really going to be paired with graduate students from SMU in this industry that is really right now understaffed. There's not a lot of experience out there in the cyberspace. So you talk about a hot new career path.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I read that article and it said, so the Decent Institute at SMU, they've got a master's in cybersecurity. I read an article that said the kids, the people who graduate with that MS from SMU, they're recruited like the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. Like you coming up out of that joint making crazy cash. So now undergrads at PV have a direct link to grad school there to come out to make that crazy money. That's next level life-changing stuff. Like that's when folks say, I just want to take care of my mama, buy her a house. That's when you really could take care of mama and buy mama a house.
Man, shoot.
Yes, indeed.
I don't know about that one. You see these prices lately?
Man, must be some really some high siding prices.
Man, I can't afford the house I'm in right now.
Yeah,
if I had to buy this bad boy today, we in trouble.
For those of y'all looking, call me. I can help you.
There you go.
Shameless plug.
Say, I got you.
Shameless plug. I got you.
Houston, Dallas, doesn't matter.
There it is. All right. Now we know tomorrow is the 24th and early voting starts. So all those on campus is Monday at homecoming. You have no excuse. Don't wait till Thursday and Friday to go in there trying to read the ballot and you got your vision blurred and all of that. Just go in tomorrow, get your voting out of the way, so you good.
Yep.
Yes.
Do not come down 290 until you done voted.
Exactly.
Fact, you better
bring your sticker.
I was gonna say bring your sticker because I think the interns might be roaming the parking lots looking for folks that didn't vote. Yeah.
That's gonna be the first question out of everybody we interviewed. Have you voted?
Have you voted?
Let me see your sticker.
Yeah.
Let me see your colors.
Not the one from last year either. Don't go pulling out the sticker from last year.
Right.
Yeah, don't
All
go
right,
show
so
me.
now I understand that there's a new thing that they're doing on the yard on Thursday. And it's going to be from 10 to midnight in the rec center, where they're going to be teaching all of the PV chants, proper protocol, everything to all those students, because you got to remember, only the seniors currently have experienced a full-blown homecoming.
Yep.
All those underclassmen have not experienced a full-blown homecoming, so they've got to teach them if I say set your homecoming out, you need to know the proper call and response.
Set it out.
Wait, let's try this again. Set your homecoming out.
Set it out.
We can't even get that one right.
Damn, that's Mike, man.
Dude, no, that was your ass.
Oh,
All right.
So speaking of that, seriously, with this senior class being the only ones, what do you think the turnout and participation is really going to be like? These kids don't know a real homecoming.
Man, it's about to
be
crazy.
Listen,
Here's
I
the
was up
thing.
there last Wednesday for Hump Day, and they were ready then.
Oh yeah.
So I think they ready. I think all those folks on campus right now, they salivate.
I'll put it like this. I'm gonna put it to you like this. They're gonna go too hard in the paint Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, the crowd will be a little, people be drinking water, talking about my head hurt because they've been drinking Cuervo and all that cheap stuff.
You talking about kids or grown-ups?
I'm talking about the college kids.
I'm talking about
they're gonna go too hard in the paint. They're gonna go too hard in the paint.
When you was 19, was there something called too hard in the paint?
Yes.
we
I can remember missing a whole step show because I was passed out in the back of Tabby's truck.
I can.
He ain't even here to defend himself.
I can remember leaving the tent party and waking up the next morning behind animal science, not remembering how I got there.
Oh my God,
you guys.
Man, it's some places I woke up and I'm not gonna go through that, but
these are not the express. These are the individual experiences, not those of the 1876 Sports and Culture.
Man, I woke up one time on the steps of Suarez College.
You're saying too much. You're saying, and in other news,
Al, let's make this last public service announcement.
Wait. Hold on. I must, before we go to that last one, I've got to throw this out there. We did not have a planned PV homecoming kickoff. That threw me. Have y'all seen that flyer? These kids are doing. I mean, I know we had my friend over here to the left that woke up in various places, but a planned PV kick is like the plan B thing. That flyer took me away.
It was called show up at. It was called show up at MSC. That was it. That's how he said. That's how he get this.
They said I saw the flyer for playing PV. It said free drinks and free condoms.
I mean,
oh my gosh!
I say it's being responsible, ain't it?
Oh, geez,
man. I'm telling you, they're gonna go too hard to pay, bro. They're gonna flame out by Saturday. I'm telling you.
This is where I point out the ratio again: 16-1.
Oh, Jesus!
It ain't safe. It ain't safe.
No, go on to the next.
All right, last in this last piece of news, we would like to announce that 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast will be doing a live pregame show from the Hill on Alumni Stage Saturday from 11 to 1. Come check us out. We'll be doing the show live. It's going to be foolishness just like it is every Sunday, every Tuesday when we drop.
Yep,
PVU
and we may be
Game Day in full effect. PVU Game Day. Come out, be on camera, show you everybody. It's a live feed, so you want to show everybody how homecoming is up on the hill. So make sure, grab your line sisters, grab your line brothers. Come on out, grab your cousin and your wife and whoever else in there. Grab them and come on out to the alumni tent. Alumni stage.
Alumni stage. Grab you a cup of coffee. I think Ezra Coffee is going to have a vendor tent up. They'll be brewing coffee first thing Saturday morning. So get your cup of coffee, come over there and kick it with your folks. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with some football.
2nd and 5. First to the hole up the middle and breaks free. The 20, the 10. Touchdown Prairie View. And it is Tristan Wallace.
All right, we had a great one yesterday. I like it when we have a result like that.
Yes.
We can breathe through the whole game.
Man.
I mean, I didn't have to go get my little baggie because my pressure was up.
You talking about them pills? You got a bag?
Hey.
That was such a.
Tell me what you saw yesterday, man.
54-21. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see, man. We saw what Trey Conley is supposed to be. That was by far his best game of the season. He was 15 of 21 passing, 179 yards, 2 TDs, and he ran 12 times for 119 on them boys for 3 TDs. He pushed the turbo button and pulled away from everybody all day long. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Ahmad, the running game worked to perfection. Ahmad Antoine had 100 yards and a TD. Jaden Stewart had 141 yards and a TD. It was beautiful, man. But the thing that I loved was the passing game. Trey put it on the money, and our receivers caught some tough contested balls, which we had not seen a lot of this season. I don't know what they did last week, but they obviously did what they needed to do on that off week, and it showed yesterday, man. One player, Chris Herron, he's a quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. He's a QB. But if you ask me, he may be the most talented receiver on the team.
Yes.
He's been playing receiver the last few games, if you haven't noticed. He's 6'2", 215, right? So he's the prototypical receiver. They've moved him at receiver. He had 6 catches for 94 yards. One was on the second quarter. It was a beautiful drive in the second quarter. Trey hit him right on the sideline for a 27-yard completion. This is a quarterback now. He's toe tapping on the sideline, goes up, makes the catch, and gets pushed out of bounds. It was beautiful. I don't know whoever is in this young man's life, but y'all need to tell him, say, bro, if you want to make some money, you may need to move to receiver full time. Chris Herron.
Exactly.
Collier Ricks had a beautiful back shoulder throw catch from Trey, 16-yard TD. We hadn't seen that type of throw and catch all season from what I can recall, man. So I was just, offensively, it was perfect. The play calling by Coach Fredericks, the OC, was perfect. Run and catch. They ran it down their throat because they couldn't stop it, and then they threw it just to prove that they can throw it and put everybody in the SWAC on notice. I don't know, man. What you saw, Mike?
Man, I saw about 600 yards of total offense. It's only 60 minutes in the game. We had the ball damn near 40 minutes of that, and that was all just controlling the game by run. I hadn't seen – maybe we did it against TSU, but just controlling the game from start to finish using the run. We basically ran the clock. The clock was our friend, our homeboy in that game. The other thing is we only had 3 penalties, and that little penalty bug didn't bite us. We played a complete game from start to finish. So I hope that transition to our friends against Bethune. They've only won, 2 games? I think they beat Grambling and beat Mississippi Valley. So I hope that transition. But I'm with you on this kid, Chris Herron. He is nice.
Yes. Defensively, Jesse Evans' energy was popping through the screen to me, man. He had 12 tackles. His energy level was off the chain.
What did they feed this kid, man?
Man, I don't know, but he come from the north side of Houston, Texas, so that means he's ready. I'm just telling you.
Yes.
Once he learns some alternative pass rush moves to get past the big offensive tackles that he got to deal with, he gonna be next level, untouchable, bro. William Schenkel had 11 tackles. Shareed Reese had 7. Yeah, man. So, we had 10 players suspended. I could tell that the majority of them were on the defensive side of the balls, on the D-line, linebacker core. Because of that, we gave up 430 yards total offense, 358 of it, which were rushing yards, which I didn't like. Even with those players missing, I didn't like the way that looked. So we got to tighten that back up. We got to get Death Row to get back on their hustle plan. But it was beautiful, man.
Yeah, I mean, you heard some names I ain't heard before. I mean, I think you had them. Shaheed Reese, Jesse Evans. He had 2 tackles for losses. I mean, they were showing up. I was wondering if they were calling people out the stands. Y'all want to play defense? Come on. So they brought the committee.
Yep. It was good to see some good rotation going on too. I mean, I know they had to, but it's good to see, some of those fellas that, probably wouldn't have gotten the reps that they would have gotten this early in the season, to actually get some time and to get some experience out on the field. So that's one thing that I was really pleased to see. Also very excited to see a W of that magnitude especially with it being outside the conference. I think we saw a couple of SWAC teams make some statements like that over this weekend. So, the more that we're able to deliver and perform at that level for these outside of conference games, hey, we're still going to make that mark to say, hey, the SWAC is not to be messed with.
There was a lot of chatter about that. We had I think some of y'all jumped in on the conversation. And the question was this: we starting to play a lot of these FCS teams out of conference. Back in the day, if we played Lamar or Sam Houston, the expectation was we were just hoping we'd score some points. Now we're like, okay, it may be competitive. We won a couple. That percentage has increased in the last 10 years. Not just PV, but other schools in the SWAC. So that's telling you, that's one data point that's telling you something right now about the recruitment of talent to HBCUs.
Yeah. And we got to take us. Go ahead, Al.
I was going to say there was a statistic that was published this week that overall college attendance is down by over 1 million students. However, HBCUs are up 30%.
Yep.
We got, which is a beautiful thing, and hopefully, your boy, I ain't gonna say his name, but it was a certain political figure who drove us back home, because we didn't feel comfortable sending our students, our kids, out being amongst those crazy folks. But I will say we got to kind of backtrack some statements and correct some statements we made last week. I think we said it looked as though we would not be making that return trip to Jackson, and it's probably going to be Southern. No, not so fast, my friends. We misspoke highly. If we went out, we probably going to be back in Jackson, because Southern has to play Jackson at Jackson. They got to play FAMU, and they got to play Grambling at FAMU and Grambling in the Bayou Classic, which is a 50-50 game every year. I don't care what your record is.
I didn't cancel my room.
I didn't either.
I didn't cancel mine either.
I didn't cancel mine either.
So it's highly likely that Southern could lose 2 of those games, which means that puts us in a driving seat, particularly with TSU upsetting Alcorn State Alcorn State for Alcorn.
Yeah, please say that right. Please say that right.
Alcorn. They know they Alcorn.
Man, on our other show, I got so much. It's Alcorn. Please say it right.
It's Alcorn.
It is highly likely that we end up back in Jackson, Mississippi, come December, I think 4th it is. Yes. And what makes this game so critical is that we showed we can throw and catch the ball down the field, not just on short routes, but 20-yard completions, which is what was missing in the SWAC championship game last year. If Trayson Conley and his receiving corps played the game they played yesterday, if they can play that, bring that game on the road to Jackson, Mississippi, oh man, we in business, and I ain't afraid of what Prime and them got down there. So I'm excited. I'm happy. This is a great way to go into homecoming week.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we still need the U in PVU. Remember, it's not. I can't recall the gentleman's name. Oh, yes, I can. D. Baker, Deshaun Baker, former PV football player, made the comment in another chat group that we're in. It is nothing like looking in the stands and seeing your people cheer you on. That is a lot of motivation for these kids out on that field. So they definitely need your presence. They need your energy. They need your cheers. Come on out, support the team. I know the next game after homecoming is that Friday. So those of you in the area, get your water intake and come on back out on Friday night.
Let's just focus on homecoming. Let's get through this.
All right. But we still need them on all the games, man. We still need everybody on every game.
All right, good stuff. Let's take a quick break and come back and talk about some band. All right, Shaunetta, it's homecoming week. They've had time to get ready. What are you anticipating coming?
I am anticipating entertainment. I think they're going to put on a good show for us. If you recall last season, I thought that the homecoming show was the best show. And then I'm still going back to what I saw with Texas Southern. Like, I thought that was a really good show. And I also thought that I want to say, I think every show they've done this year has been fine. But I think with the addition of some of the old heads performing with them, I'm excited. Again, I haven't seen a practice. I don't, and some people have asked me like, why don't you perform? Well, no.
No.
Hey, Shaunetta, clarify what you're talking about now. So
people will ask me. People sometimes will ask me about. The last time I performed with the Marching Storm is when I was a member of the Marching Storm, because I never wanted to be that alum, right? And so I have nothing to prove. In addition, I have a rep to protect. So it's not.
So the knees to the neck.
So typically, what alumni drum majors will perform with the Marching Storm at homecoming, correct?
Right.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be more than that. I think there may be some former band members as well. That's happened in the past. And I remember the last time I saw it, I thought it was really good. And so I know I'm looking forward to it. Like I think I told you all last week, there's some help. And so I do. I think that even if I go back to that series this past spring, right, that was on the CW March, and just the build up that those students had at the time and wanting to make sure that they had a good show for homecoming. So I think it's going to be a good show. I really do. I'm hoping that it's an afternoon of Make My Funk, PV Funk. I hope it's Swamp. I'm so glad. I wouldn't even mind if you brought out Something Inside So Strong. But
no.
She going all the way
back.
That's the song that reminds me of when we was 0 and 1,000. I don't want to hear that song no more.
I want to. I like the song.
It's depressing.
It's a nice sing along. But no, so hopefully, like I said, I don't know. I don't think Bethune-Cookman, they haven't really been traveling a lot. And so, and I know that the hurricane affected some parts of their campus. So I don't think, although I would love to see them, I didn't attend the Battle of the Bands, but from what I could tell, what I've heard, they put on a really good show. So I would definitely like to see them go against the Storm. But I'm excited. I did want to touch on one thing though. Had a few people send me a YouTube video. So Dr. Zachary took to YouTube and presented some facts, right, to the naysayers that saying that we're getting away from tradition. And he had some really good points. And he talked about the elements of a Storm show and how those elements are still there. So it got me thinking. And I was like, it could be, even though those elements are still there, you just have some people saying that wow factor is not there, right? And so I started thinking, it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. I said last week that I've been watching Marching Storm, really not Marching Storm, marching bands since 1988. And that's a very long time. And so I'm just wondering if any band can still do that wow factor, because I think we've seen a lot. We've seen it all. We've seen Humping the Ground, Public Thrust, and Bow Up. We've seen FAMU create trucks on the field, right?
With moving spinners,
With moving spinners. So you've seen a lot. There's so much exposure now to bands, Drumline 2. I mean, and so what can we get that's that wow factor? Because truth be told, there are times even now I sit here and I'll watch a Southern show or a Grambling show or Jackson State or FAMU, and their crowd is just as quiet as us. It's not until they do those things that engage them, right? And so what I'm hoping is one day maybe we will have something that engages us, because he's right, the elements are still there. We could talk about execution. We can talk about that wow factor. Maybe those are the things that's missing. So, but I don't know. I really do sometimes feel bad for not just the Storm, just this generation of young people in bands, because what we did in the 90s may not get housed now, right? Because it was new and it was exciting, right? It had never been done. And so it's almost like I think about in the early 2000s, it's that wow. Who was at the game when the Marching Storm pulled out those umbrellas, right?
Yes, that was
okay. Who was at the game when the Marching Storm pulled out those white tees? Okay, that was a wow, right? We can talk about the box and how the box used to. I always think about Carl, percussionists who will get on their hands and feet to make you get out of your seat. And so many would say, well, what they were doing wasn't very skilled, but it was entertaining and it was that wow factor.
Right.
And so I think that's where we have to go now. What is that wow? And if we can't get that wow, then what are those things that will get your crowd to become a part of your show?
Yeah, Joe and I went to the Jackson State homecoming last year, and one of the things y'all don't think you remember was the band did. It wasn't complex, but they did some call and response with the audience, and that wasn't a wow factor. But the audience got so into it, it got them hyped. Yeah. It had the impact of a wow factor, if that makes sense. Right. So if PV could get us with that call and response, make my funk the beat, and have us, something like that. Just thinking out of the box, get the crowd involved, play to the crowd, and get them involved.
Right, and you're right. Even when I think about the '94, the '95 show, when we had Carl as the announcer and Eddie was the announcer. And they would do things like anybody scream, now scream, and then your crowd would scream, right? It was, and so again, maybe it's a matter of, we keep talking about what they're not doing from a tradition. Maybe it's time to start some new traditions. And those new traditions it's that call and response that you're referring to. Because what do I love about what do I love about Grambling? I love how Grambling exits the field, that GSU, that's new. Yep. That's new. That's something they started probably within the last 10 years, right? And so that's what I'm hoping. But back to homecoming, I think it's going to be a good show. I really do. I'm excited. I'll be real surprised next Sunday if I sit here and say I didn't like it. Be really, really surprised.
Okay.
All right. And with that, let's take a break. We'll be right back with the We Ready shout-outs. Man, every time I hear Swamp, I'm telling you, I'm on 10. Woo!
Because it doesn't get old.
It does not get old.
It does not.
I'm telling you, I need that on my workout playlist, man.
I know, right?
Going down. All right, let's get on some of these shout outs. Mike, who you got?
Let me give a shout out to Diana Rosenthal. She pretty much was the anchor, the iron behind the PVAMU women's basketball team, where they came out with the SWAC 2022-23 women's basketball predicted order of finish for all SWAC. Unfortunately, she is the only one, but duly deserved and noted from the PV squad to get preseason all SWAC first teams. Yes, this product from St. Petersburg, Florida, averaging 16 points per game, 34% from 3-point, 10 boyfriend breakups a game. That's rebounds, y'all. And recording the most steals in the conference at about 2.5 per game. So yes, she is ready.
She ready?
All right, she ready.
She ready.
Shaunetta, who you got?
You know what? I have a committee. I just want to give a shout out to the committee who has planned homecoming. The schedule starts today, the 23rd of October. And I mean, I think they thought outside the box with some of the activities, the cook-offs, the bike riding with the glow. I think it's really, really a good mixture, young, old variety. There's got to be something. In all of those activities, there's got to be something that resonates with everyone. So just kudos, shout out to them, because it's excellent. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to pvamuhc.com. You'll see the schedule of events. I think the theme is going to be back in stride again. So they ready.
Back in stride again.
like it.
All right. Joe, who you got?
I got two, man. One, we got to give a shout out to Trayvon Conley, bro. He got a chance to do what hasn't been done since 2009. So last year we go to Jackson, Mississippi. Juwan Pass had a chance to become legendary and take us to a championship. It didn't happen. Here we go again. Fast forward to 2022. Trayvon Conley has done his time here on the hill, waiting his turn. He got a chance to finish out this schedule, take us to Jackson, Mississippi, and become legendary. So this game showed us what he can do and who he can be. Trayvon Conley, he was ready.
He ready.
And I got one more.
All right, who else you got?
I went to I'm a football nerd. I went to a high school game this Friday, as I always do. It was Summer Creek High School versus Beaumont United High School in Beaumont, Texas. Their band only had about 20 people in the band. They go by the name of the Soul of the South. So that tell you what kind of show they did at halftime. They was getting it. It was only 20 people, but they was getting it. It looked like a baby Southern out there. So I'm sure they band director, probably a Southern or Grambling grad. But man, let me tell you something. The whole stand's full of unmelanated people and some of us melanated people. We was like, what? So Beaumont United High School band, they was ready.
All right, they was ready.
Hey, one more before we go, man. I want to give a shout out to PVU Day One crew. They're doing it again. This is their announcement. They're bringing our culture to the community. They're giving away 50 tickets to 50 deserving young high schoolers. Make sure you go out. Your donation of $50 or more helps bring a kid to the game. This is our Operation Share Our Culture. It was a great success last time we did it. We brought 20 kids to the stadium from Walla High. We're looking to do it again this time, 50 times, 50 students this time. So go check us out on social media, PVU Day One crew. Let's get these kids over there.
All right, let's go.
All right, now.
Let's go. All right, Shaunetta, you gonna take us out?
We're gonna do this right? It's
Okay.
homecoming week. It's homecoming week.
Before you start, Shaunetta, hold on.
Okay.
Let's go straight in. Don't wait. Don't pause. Okay. We in the huddle. We having a little.
She gonna count us in. You gonna count us in? We don't.
I'm not counting you when I'm giving you the tempo.
She said she giving you the tempo. Okay.
I'm giving you the tempo when I say it.
Man, we don't do we don't do all this in person, do we?
Hey, you know what? I'm just trying to make sure it go over good, man. I'm trying to help you out.
Virtual work environment don't work for everybody.
All right, here we go. PV, you
know.
Oh, that was terrible.
It was a little bit closer.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
I tried to help you.
She tried to help us.
Me, you know. Goodness.
Boy, cue the music.
Lord, I know, cue the music.
Bad,
we out. All right.
Bad
all right.
boys. What's he going? Oh God.
I cannot believe y'all. Sure hope y'all had this better by next week.
No kidding. We gotta have this.